Alrighty, I'm live there. All right, 8:30 here. So I'm gonna start this stream, and then I'm gonna go live here as well. Okay, let me see if I got them all going. Got them all going. All right, so good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody? How is everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Conversation with Carol. Welcome to Coffee and Conversation with Carol, where every morning I come to you live with current events. I come to you live with just 30 minutes of your time to talk about thought provoking things that are going on in the world today, right? Things that are going on in the world today. And we got some discussion going on. Now, today is Thursday, so we almost at the end of the week, right? We're almost there. We're almost there. One thing I want to discuss is, first of all, good morning. Hope everybody had a good night, good day. I know I did. I had a good evening, restful evening. I know earlier this week I fell. And so I've been feeling the remnants of the fall. Like my leg is really, really sore, and all of that is going on with me. So, hey, it is what it is, right? So that's what's going on with me. But other than that, I'm doing just fine. I'm doing just fine, just fine. So what is going on? Well, let me look. My shirt today say, long story short, God saved my life. I'm so thankful for that because, honey, it's some stuff going on. It's some stuff going on. So here in Milwaukee, we have a lot of stuff going on right now with the superintendent and NPS and missing money, and they saying it's a scandal, and I'm just like, what is going on? And then today they announced that the person, I guess the financial person. Now, I don't know all the pieces to the puzzle of NPS. I'm not versed in that. That's not my go-to, so I don't know. But what they're reporting is that this particular controller, I'm going to think that it's a financial person, position has been open. And I'm like, is it been open, or is it just nobody is in that position? Did they get fired too? Because we know that the superintendent himself resigned. So, it's this story is getting really, really interesting. So I said today, I'm going to go and I'm going to really read up on what those positions are, what really is what should they be doing, what is their role, because now I'm interested, because now I'm like, okay, this person resigned, but then you're saying this position hasn't been open. So now I'm kind of like interested in, well, where is the money going? What is going on, right? What is going on? Then they had another person come in on the good morning. Hey sis, good morning, sis. Thanks for joining. Then they had another person. They showed a video on the news where this girl up in Baraboo, Wisconsin, was graduating, and the superintendent happened to be of color, and he was standing in line. You know how the superintendent and all the teachers stand in line to shake the hands of the graduate. Well, the father just came and rushed him on the stage. I'm not kidding. Like, you have to see the video. Like, he just pushed them out of the way. So now that story is developing. So we got to see what's going on. I don't know what's going on with that. It is very interesting. I do not know. But the girl was coming across to get her diploma, and it was a high school graduation. So when you see her face, she's almost like, my dad, what in the world? What's going on? Like, what happened here? Like, it was real. Like, I was really like, almost like, oh my God, not at her graduation. Like, was she down for it? Or was she kind of like, no, dad, this graduation, handle that outside. You tell somebody, meet me outside. I don't know. But that too was very, very, that was very, very interesting. I was kind of like, whoa. So that went on yesterday in the news while I was sitting here laying and rehabbing my leg. Good morning. Good morning. While I was sitting here rehabbing my leg, I saw all of that. So it was quite interesting. So yesterday we talked about a few things, right? We talked about what do you value in a friendship? We went over that yesterday, and some people joined in and kind of gave their reasoning of what they value in a friendship. Some people even inboxed me later on and gave me some tips and points about what they value in a relationship, as first as a friendship. So we had that going on. And then yesterday's affirmation that I hope everybody took with them was, I can unplug and remain informed. I thought that was a good affirmation to probably put in your, as I call, your Rolodex or your repertoire, something that you can probably repeat, not every day, but during the week when you feeling that you need to unplug, but remain informed. So we talked about all those things yesterday, and I thought they were good. I thought they were really, really good. And so yesterday I said to you all, what is your love language? You have a lot of people, a lot of women out here, men too. Okay. Now I don't want people to just be like, oh, just women. No, men too, where they are single. Either people are single, even the married ones, you're married and you kind of going through your little thing here and you're like, what can we do to get this going, do like that? Somebody says sound like crooked as Atlanta. I'm on the APS Government Council Board. I question everything. They roll their eyes and yeah, it's a lot going on. Hey Toya, good morning. It is a lot going on with that MPS thing, and I'm not versed in it, so I'm going to really read up on it, because it was interesting that he just resigned and they were saying all this money is missing. But then it was interesting to find out that there wasn't I think they called it a controller. And I'm like, well, controller kind of sounds financial. So you didn't have nobody controlling this money that was coming in or that we were supposed to be applying for. Now we're going to lose all this money for, the MPS school district and these children. Good morning, Ms. Tucker. The school district. And so these children need the money. We already got enough going on in the city of Milwaukee. For us to have this going on is just very, very interesting. It's very interesting to me. So I really want to read up on that and find out really what's going on with that and talk more about it, because I'm interested. So anybody out there that works for MPS or knows about MPS, knows how to navigate this story, let me know, because I would love to learn about it, because I have young adult children, so they're not in MPS school anymore. I graduated from MPS school, North Division Blue Devils, go. But I'm no longer in it, so I don't really know the ins and the outs of it, or what really is going on and what really is not going on. I know something was on the ballot for us to vote, I think, for the teachers to get more money. I don't know if it was per se for the district itself. So I'm not really sure on that back end. I really ain't. That is not my wheelhouse. I have no clue. I try to listen and be informed. But as far as the inside of that and how that all goes, I have not a clue at all. But yeah, they got some crooked stuff definitely going on. And somebody going to be held accountable. So I don't know if that superintendent had to be the scapegoat or what he is, but for sure, they have some things that are going on in the MPS school system. And so today, I was thinking about a lot of women and men. Men don't speak up as much as women, but they are single out here. Some people are single, some people are married. So some people have questions about, how can we spice it up, or how can we get our communication better? Good morning, Sweet Pea. Good morning. They have all of these questions. And so I thought about it and I said to myself, hey, what's your love language? Do you know your love language? So I said yesterday we were gonna visit that today. Do you know your love language? And if so, do you utilize it when you're talking? Now, here's the thing. Love language can be with married couples. I think love language can also be incorporated into couples that are dating and meeting people, because it's a way of talking to you. It's a way of communicating with you. And when you use your love languages effectively, I think that the communication and dialogue works. So do you know your love language? I mean, I know mine. I know my love language. I know what my love language is. And there's actually a book. Yeah. There's a book. You didn't know it, did you? And I read books. So there is a book. There's a book that was written by Gary Chapman. And it talks about five. It talks about five love languages in that book. And those five love languages is words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So you have those five. And out of those five, there's like after you read the book and go through the book and everything, there's a little quiz or a test that you take to find out what your love language is. So I took this test probably some years ago. I took it maybe 3 or 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And my love language for me is words of affirmation. I scored high on that. So I like to hear how you feel about me. Okay. Whether it's my husband or whether it's friends, whether it's family. For me, my love language is I like for you to talk to me. I need communication. Gifts is fine. All that other stuff is good, but I need you to talk to me. I'm a person that needs conversation. So that's my love language for me. And it works too, because when you use it effectively, like I said, dialogue happens, communication happens. A person know where you're coming from. A person know where you at. A person doesn't have to guess to see if you're sad, happy, or mad, because it's a part of communication. And so I had someone tell me yesterday, they tired of dating this person or tired of looking at this person, tired of this and this and that. And I said to myself, well, find out what your love language is. Maybe that's what the problem is. You have to learn how to communicate, and sometimes if you're in a certain area or if you're doing certain things, you attract what you get. I'm not in the dating, so I'm not really sure how those approaches work or what's going on because I'm not out there on the dating market. But I do know that sometimes an approach, or as they say, I guess, first impressions can sometimes be lasting impressions, but it depends on the approach as well. And I think too, for women, it can be the approach too, because sometimes women do the approaching, or am I wrong? Do women still approach men? I'm not sure. Do women approach men or don't women approach men? Because do women still approach men? I guess that might be my question. Do they approach, or are the men still approaching it? And I don't think there's a right or wrong answer for that. I'm just wondering, do women still approach men? Because sometimes some women say they don't approach. They rather the man approach them or they come to them for about it. But I mean, it's all up to you. I mean, if you one of those women that feel like I can walk up to him and say something to him, then do it. Some women are shy. They don't want to walk up to him and say something to him. They kind of back off of it a little bit. So I'm not sure. Are we in the era of where women are still approaching men to talk to them or have a conversation with them? But I think that one of the things that is good, that if you do look this little quiz up or you read this book or run across this book, one of the things is knowing your love language could probably help you in that communication aspect, whether you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So do you know your love language? What is your love language? And then I asked too. I said, I'm going to ask you guys this too. What is your favorite way to practice self-care? What is your favorite way to practice self-care? What is your favorite way to practice self-care? Like, what is it that you do to help you? Somebody says some women do. I don't. She don't. Some women do. Okay, so some women do approach it. I mean, so some women do and she doesn't. I mean, is that what people are doing now? What's the name of the book? It's called The Five Love Languages, and it's by Gary Chapman, Chapman. It's called The Five Love Languages. So some women do approach. Somebody says some women do, but she doesn't. She doesn't. She want to be chased. Come get me if you like me. And these days, I don't know. So, because some of these, they say some men could be quite different these days in this era, these new years. They're not the same no more, as they say. They don't make them the same. Okay, so self-care for her is the gym and the spa. All right. So what is your favorite way to practice self-care? Hers is the gym and the spa. For me, it's the gym and reading. Like if I can get a good book and wrap up with a good book, um, I enjoy reading a good book. So for me, it's the gym and a good book. I always enjoy reading a good book. Um, just falling in love with a book. And I need a book. I'm not an audiobook person. You know, some people are into the audiobooks now, you know, where they get the audiobook and the audiobook talk to them. I kind of want to read and have my own. When I'm reading in my mind, you know how you read to yourself, I hear myself talking to myself. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm reading this book and this book is coming alive with me. I don't like the audiobooks because some of the voices on the audiobooks I just don't jive with. So I like the nostalgic of getting a book, open it, reading the introduction, looking at the pages. I like I like reading. So that's my self-care, me reading, whether it's reading a autobiography, whether it's reading fiction, whether it's reading inspirational or encouraging type books. I like reading. That's what I like doing for my type of self-care. And that kind of helps me reset for me, reading a book. It depends on what kind of book it is. It's I like reading a book because book reading is fundamental and it kind of helps you to think about certain things, certain situations, and all of that good stuff. So I love reading, and that's what I do for my self-care is read. I love reading a book. So I don't know anybody else, anything else that you guys do that you do for your practice for your self-care, you know. And it's important for you to have self-care. It's important for us to take care of ourselves. I know May was mental health month, but do anybody know what June is? Besides Father's Day coming up, do anybody know what they say? So you know they have different months for everything, and not everybody celebrates it everywhere. I looked that up. So there's different months for things. Like you have Cancer Awareness Month, you have Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you have Women's Health Month, you have all of those things, you know, like Mental Health Month was last May. So I said to myself, I wonder what June is. You know, I know we got Juneteenth coming up. I know we have Father's Day coming up. So do you know what yeah, Juneteenth. So yeah, they got Pride Month. But this month, June month, is actually Mental Health Month for men. It is Mental Health Month for men. It's Mental Health Month for men. And I did not know that. I did not know that they had a month set aside for mental health for men. For men, not they, and I mean they showcase mental health everywhere because it is important for us to take care of our mental health. But this month for June is Mental Health Month for men. Yeah, yeah, it is. I know. Surprising, right? Surprising, right? It is Mental Health Month for men, where men are like showcased. And I said, wow, that's pretty interesting. Not only is it pretty interesting, it's pretty dope, I think, because also in June is Father's Day month. I mean, Father's Day. And so it's kind of like you can kind of piece those two together to kind of get men to really talk and communicate about things going on. Because one thing we do know for sure is that men, it's hard for them sometimes to say what they mean and mean what they say. Yeah, they do. A lot of them do. She said a lot of them need to go get on. They do. A lot of them do need to go get on the couch. They do. They do. They need to get on the couch and really talk out some of their hurt and their pain. And for men, a lot of times they hold a lot of stuff. They hold a lot of stuff in. So you don't know what's going on with a man because he's not going to say it. Men do not come out and say what's wrong with them. Men don't come out and really talk about how things are affecting them. They kind of withdraw, right? They withdraw and find little different hobbies and different things for them to go into, but they really don't talk about what really is bothering them, what really is affecting them at that time, right? And I had said that starting in June, because this is the month that we do celebrate fathers. And I told you guys, my dad's she's widowed now because dad is gone. But his wife, she had we had contacted, and she contacted me and she was like, you know, I did not know that your dad was out here, buying kids shoes and feeding the kids. My dad had a little league football team, and they loved Mr. Jackson. And when he passed away, they told her, we're gonna miss Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson was buying us food. Mr. Jackson was buying us shoes, taking us home, making sure we had clothes, different small needs that these little boys needed. They needed it. So he was helping them. And she had no clue. She said, I would fuss at him and be like, oh, where did this money go? Where did this go? And he never fussed about, never said this and that, but he was helping these children. And some of these children were neighborhood children. They weren't just children off the fly. They were just neighborhood children who had joined this football team and at times had a need. And here, surprisingly, my dad was fulfilling that need. He was helping them in their time of distress, whether it was for some food, a pair of shoes, a jacket, a shirt, a pair of pants, whatever the need was, he was providing that need. And that just made me so warm on the inside, like, oh wow, that I knew he was a cool dude though, but that just gave me some more, just some extra warmth to know that he was really that dude, that cool dude like that, so I was just really happy to hear that. And I had said, we gonna talk about dads, in the last few minutes of me, coming to you guys for just this quick 30 minutes. He was a cool dude, and I really miss him. And I was saying, if your dad is still here, if you have the opportunity to still have your dad, it is good to reach out to make sure dad's is okay. I think sometimes we think that the dad is the provider, the protector, the strong person. And so sometimes they don't need those telephone calls or those text messages, but they do. They do need them. They really do. And it depends on where your relationship with your dad is at as well. Some people's relationship with their dad may not be there. Maybe you should just really try to pray about that thing and find out if you can get it to where it needs, where it needs to be, and build it and have whatever time you need to have with your dad. Now, I'm not in people business, so I don't know, the traumatics of it. Some people have some real bad situations. And then some of the situations ain't that bad. I asked my dad for a Toyota Corolla or Lexus or Infinity, and he got me a Toyota Corolla. I'm going to need y'all to patch that up quickly. That don't be mad because dad got you a Toyota Corolla and not a Lexus, those type of things, because a relationship is more important than a car. Okay. So if it's that simple, those is what I'm talking about. If it's run deeper than that, then those are some things you're going to have to really sit down and talk about. But the men too, men need to find a way to communicate as well. Not only with maybe their siblings or their counterpart or partner, but also they need to find a way to communicate with their children. And not only the little children, I'm talking about the young adults too, and then too, as men, they have to learn how to respect these young people who are growing up to be young adults. They're your child, but they are young adults too. And they have their opinions and they have their beliefs too. I ain't talking about being disrespectful, but I'm just saying agree to be disagreeable. And everybody can always agree to be disagreeable, And so with this being June, this is Men's Mental Health Month. The men need to go, and if you need somebody to talk to, you need to go to your local communities, wherever you are, and find someone that you can sit and you can talk to, someone that can help you probably, put it all out there on the table and find maybe some solutions to some of the situations, because I think that sometimes is the problem too. They got so much stuff that they got on their plates, and they need to have someone that they can communicate with to get it all out. And that's the good thing about communication. You can just get it all out there. And then once somebody hear, they'll be like, oh, well, for this, I think you should do this. Or this, I think you should do that. For this, I think you should do that. And I think that's what's needed when communication is at the forefront of everything. You need to really talk about it. Don't pull yourself off and go into a couch and close yourself off to the world and your family and your children and just don't talk about it. Men need to talk, and I have 3 young men. And so I talk to them all the time. And I think I talk to them too much. I stay talking. That's just me though, because I want to know, if something's bothering you, let me know. We have to talk about this thing. Don't retrieve back and close yourself off, because that's when things start to brew and then other things start to happen. But you have to know that you are supported. That was another affirmation I gave you guys this week. Regardless of the outcome, I am supported. So there's going to be different outcomes for different things, but know that you have support and know that you are supported. And then knowing that you can come forth and just be the person that wants to talk about it and put it out there so that people can know, where to get the help from, or that you got somebody that you can go to get that help. I think those things are important. And I think that men need to practice self-care too, right? And I think a part of that self-care is your mental health. It ain't just for women, for spas and gyms and getting your nails done and getting your feet done and things of that nature. I think that men should practice self-care too. Go get your feet done. You go to the spa, get you a massage, go to the gym, work out and release some of that energy and things of that nature. I think self-care is important for men too. I just lost my light, huh? I think that's important for men too, as well. I think men, they need to go practice they self-worth too. But my light went out. That means my time is up. When my light goes out, my time is up. But I thank everybody for joining me on today. What is your love language? If you don't know, go find out what it is. And what are you doing to practice self-care? What are your favorite things to do? Go do that. And then I want to leave you with an affirmation on today. I will search for the good even in bad situations. I will search for the good even in bad situations. So even if the situation is bad, we're going to search to find something good in that situation. Tomorrow is Friday. I don't know how we're going to be feeling tomorrow. I hope everybody have a good rest of the day. And if you don't have a good rest of the day, if we don't have a good rest of the day, don't make somebody else's day bad, right? All right. Great session. Let me find my love language. Yeah, go find your love language, son. Go find it. If you don't know it, find it. I guarantee you it'll help out. I want you guys to have a great day. Have a great day. And remember, you will search for the good, even if it's a bad situation. Find some good in it. Even if it's a bad situation, find something good in it, okay? And I will see you all tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. My YouTube is up and it is live streaming. I put the link in the bio. So if you want to join me on YouTube live in studio, come on and join me in. Love you guys. Have a great Thursday. I know I'm going to have mine, and I got my cup of coffee. You ain't see me sipping, baby, but it's about to get drunk right now. Bye-bye.